Heyo.
What
Dan,
up?
how about you? What's up? Robin says audio. No, Robin says audio. No, no, no.
No, I'm sorry. I was muted. I'm muted because I'm stupid. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Fired.
I unmuted
Fired.
you guys, but not myself.
Professional streamers, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, total double P.
What's up,
We on a
everybody?
double P partner push right now.
So, please hold.
Oh my god.
Hey, despite what
Well,
just happened right
welcome
there,
to Crew
this is gonna be an
Talk.
awesome episode.
Yeah, welcome to Crow Talk. I am here again with Bloodhaven and Splice Speaks, and I am Mars Echelon. I am so sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyway,
This is what happens when you leave us in charge of things.
I know, right?
Best intro ever. Thanks, Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie, this is why you do these things and not me.
Hey, can we get some hype in the chat for Mars? Come on, check it.
Right. We need
Every Crew Talk,
Yes.
I screw up in some way or fashion. It's fine. All right, Lady Edge, NX750, Phoenix, Robin. Thank you for those gifted subs. Keo,
Word.
how you guys doing? Muse,
Robin's
K
owning
Ride,
gift subs right now.
Eddie, Baggy. I'm just going down the line. Bet on Ken, Burning Trees, Huggy
Damn.
Bear, Paladin Command, Be the Change. Be the
We already
change.
have a truffle request.
A
We already have a truffle shuffle request.
No,
Shut the
no,
hell
no
up.
truffle shuffle. This is not that kind of stream.
I know, right?
Tomorrow night.
Damn, Robin.
Tomorrow night.
Unfortunately, Eddie Nine could not be with us tonight because he got his kid's flu. He is infected. Everybody run.
He's got Ebola. He's got
Yeah,
Ebola.
he's got
Run.
Ebola. He's gonna start
Hey, man, we
the
don't
zombie
need to start
apocalypse.
spreading
Everything's
crazy
going to be
rumors.
fine.
Let's not get out of control here. It's just the flu.
Everything. Did you really?
Oh,
Okay,
Huggy.
I'm not Huggy, buddy. Why?
All right, I'm already having a really good time.
This is
Okay,
great.
good.
This is a great time, guys.
Oh my
best.
lord.
Get your flu shots, people.
Fine,
Yes, get your
everything
flu.
is fine. Everything.
Okay, so I'm going to be speaking about some gaming and tech news. Then Splice is going to be talking about online versus IRL friends. Yeah, I don't know why I had to think about that for a second. Yes, online versus IRL friends. And then Bloodhaven is going to be talking about toxicity and people in your life just
Yay.
being toxic and stuff. So let's jump right into the gaming news. I'm going to start with my least favorite game, Fortnite, and that way we can just get it out of the way. It's fine.
Build the wall.
Obviously, everyone knows that the new season pass is out for Fortnite. It came out, I think, last week, and everyone was super hyped to find out that Fortnite is now offering pets that you can have as a wearable skin on your back. There are 3 different pets. There is Bonesy the dog, which is unlockable at tier 12, Camo the chameleon at tier 29, and Scales the dragon at tier 43. Again, the battle pass, as always, is $10, which is about 950 V-Bucks. And also, Funko Pop released 14 Fortnite figures. That's, for those, those people that are obsessed with the Funko Pops. I know Slot has like 1 million of them. There needs to be a Corgi. Everyone needs to have a Corgi just for Muse. Where are the cats? Yeah, a lot of people are upset that there was no cats. Blood also, as you can see, has the Funko Pops of Michael Myers and Nightwing.
I have drinks. That's all I got.
But another thing in Fortnite news, everyone knows that Loot Lake now has a giant hole in it and it is floating in the sky. There is a giant cyclone around it that can lift you up into the sky with your glider. It's super cool to just kind of spin in circles and do nothing and pretty much meme. And other than that, Fortnite is pretty much the same. There has been some...
You shoot things, you build things, you shoot more things.
Yeah, pretty much. There is some speculation on the Rainbow Six Siege front for a Halloween special. There was a leaked screenshot of a Halloween version of House called Playhouse. We are unsure of, obviously, if this is true or not, but as everyone knows that last year during Halloween, they released a bunch of Halloween skins for the operators. Very spooky eyes. Everyone's kind of doing a Halloween theme. Obviously, it's October. Everyone gets super hyped about it. Moving down to Overwatch. Overwatch is also having a Halloween Terror event. The event is available from October 9th to the 31st. And I believe I had a screenshot of what Overwatch posted on their Twitter. And their Twitter said, there's a rumor among explorers about a monolithic lair, home to terrifying horrors. Heroes, how will you prepare? And again, that event is open from October 9th until the 31st for all of you Overwatch fans. Oh yes, Halloween Terror. This is Halloween. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Everyone loves Halloween, let's be real. HP just released a all-leather laptop. It's called the Spectre Folio, and apparently it is 100% real leather, and they are selling that thing for around $1,200. And if you get the upgraded version, it's around, I think, $1,400. Why you need a leather laptop, I will never know. But it's the same as most other laptops that are just, screen and keyboard, and you can move the screen forward to be a little bit closer to you so that you can watch movies on it. But do you really need a leather laptop? Probably not.
Fashion first.
Fashion first, Everyone will be super excited that you came in with that Spectre Folio HP all leather laptop.
I mean, it can't be breathable. That's the only. It's gotta overheat.
Yeah, that thing probably gets super, super hot. Somebody needs it, I guess. I mean, yeah, somebody in the world obviously just needs a leather laptop. What it just
Get started on how many cows are dying to make.
Yeah, I mean, if you need to go into a super important business meeting, HP leather laptop. You need to go across the street, HP leather laptop.
But Muse says man of the meeting with the leather laptop. Like, for real, could you imagine walking into the board meeting with the leather laptop and they're like...
I mean, it'd be pretty badass for all of 5 seconds until it sets on fire because it's too hot.
They're like, hey, Steve, did you get a new portfolio? No, this is my new HP leather laptop.
Available at an HP store for $1,200. Oh, God, people are crazy. What else do we got? There was another article that was listing the best PC games of the, not just of the year, just in general. And the list included games including Doom, Overwatch, Fortnite, Minecraft, PUBG, World of Warcraft, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, The Elder Scrolls, Arma 3, Rainbow Six Siege, and League of Legends, amongst a few other indie games. So if you guys are looking into getting any new games, there's obviously a bunch of shooters on there. If you guys are into story games, I heard The Witcher 3 was super awesome. I know a lot of people are super into the Elder Scrolls. I know Hugh is super into Skyrim and all of that. If you guys obviously like MMOs, I think it's an MMO. Is World of Warcraft an MMO, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
But all right, so they have MMO, but then they have MMO RPG something. There's a bunch of letters. It's weird. Yep. But if you guys are into that, there's a bunch of games obviously to look into. Just Google best games, and you'll have a bunch of articles that just show you a bunch of reviews on games that you may or may not like. Razer recently joined the router game. They just released the Scylla router. It'll be available on October 3rd, which is today, for $250. If you guys are interested in any of the specs, they obviously have it on their website. And they also just released a new wireless headset called the Razer Nari. There's 3 different versions of it. One going for $200, one going for $150, and one going for $100. And I believe the $200 one is supposed to have this new upgraded technology for surround sound and make it super, super lifelike. And I think they also have, obviously you looked at this blood because you're answering me. Don't they have in-game vibration kind of stuff in the headset? Yeah, yes. So the headset has in-game vibrations to make it super lifelike. Yeah. So some of you know I'm a huge Razer fanboy to begin with, and hence the green headset that's blending in with the background. But yeah, no. The first thing I'm going to do I'm not banking on it, but when my router does die, that I'm going to get the Razer gaming router. Yeah,
just right off the bat. So
yeah, everyone knows that I also love Razer and have every Razer product ever. So
yeah, well, we mean you have the same headset.
Yeah, we do. I have
the green one
a lot.
Yeah, I don't have any. No, I'm just kidding. I do have a mouse. I do have a mouse.
Okay. Well, he has the Razer mouse. He's part of the fanboy club. I think Rainbow Six Siege Operators Year 1 are still on sale. I believe they still are on sale. I think they're 50% off right now. Obviously, if you guys are looking into getting Rainbow Six Siege, do not buy the starter edition. Everyone knows that version of the game is complete and utter trash. And it will take literally a year and 5 days for you to ever get an operator. So always go for the standard edition and above. Different versions of the game do offer you different sets of operators, but I believe the Year 1 operators are on sale right now. Yes. Blood.
Robin brings up a very good point.
Where did my cat ears
cat
go?
ears?
One of them popped off right before we were supposed to go live, so I just took them both off, and they're right here. I promise you, they are not broken. They are still here.
You literally just said one of them broke off.
No, they popped off because they have like a pop thing. They just it went
Okay.
and popped off, and I was just like, you know what?
You're right. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Jeez.
Without your headset.
Blood
I'm
still
sorry.
trying to touch us.
Oh, daddy.
Oh, goodness gracious. The Fallout 76 beta is going to be available on October 23rd on the Xbox One. It's supposed to be around 45 gigabytes for your system. And there's going to be no preloading available, I think. I think that's what they said. And it will be available on PC for November 14th. And they also released I don't know where I put it. I had it. And now it's gone. Where'd it go? They released a new...
Reloading? That's crazy.
I know, right? So I have the official trailer here that I am going to show you guys. Do not pay attention to that sound. I'm going to show you on this screen in just a second. Here we go.
What's happening?
I'm showing the Fallout 76 beta trailer.
Ooh. I guess I should watch my own stream.
Years after our great nation began, we gathered together to honor the completion of Vault 76. This sprawling underground shelter may have been engineered by Vault-Tec, but it was built by you. So that if the bombs do come, our way of life will endure.
Almost heaven. West Virginia.
Oh my god, not this song.
Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older,
Yes.
older than the trees, younger than the mountains.
Are we gonna sing it?
Blowing
Obviously.
like the breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place.
I belong West Virginia, Mama.
Take me home, country roads. Take me home.
For when the fighting is stopped and the fallout.
I love how we were
settled,
not in sync at all because I'm
You
hearing it on the
must rebuild.
stream and you're hearing it live.
not just walls, not just buildings,
My bad.
but hearts, and minds, and ultimately, America itself.
Take me home, country roads.
In Vault 76, our future begins.
So yeah, who is super hyped for Fallout, guys?
I totally am.
Because like,
That's all there is to it.
that's gonna be awesome. Everyone's gonna be super hyped for Fallout. Come on, you're surprised I didn't screech it? You know, the night's still young.
It is.
The
it's
night's
very
still young. So yeah, again, it'll be available on Xbox One on October 23rd and available on November 14th for PC.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Nice. I think
What
it's cool.
else?
I'm interested to see how the multiplayer aspect works.
I've never played a Fallout game before, so I am not entirely sure what to expect. I probably will not be disappointed. So, have you guys played
Yeah,
Fallout
there you
before?
go.
I just learned years ago not to be disappointed in anything Bethesda does, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
That's a good, hey, that's
Well, it looks like I'm
life
getting a new
tips,
game.
Pro tips.
Pro tips: just enjoy Bethesda for what they
Pro
are.
tips.
You already know Hugh is getting it. Yes, Hugh is definitely getting it. I'm now going to do the Eddie thing and move on to my next page. Okay.
Wow.
The Division 2 is coming out soon. I believe it's coming out in March, on March 15th. They are adding a lot more weapons. They were talking about like sharpshooter weapons, the ability to handle a couple different grenades at one time. Anyone who's played the Division knows that it's basically just like you go around and do missions and shoot people and things and basically protect the world. That's pretty much like my very short description of what the Division is. But yeah, again, they're adding a lot more weapons to it. A lot of people are hyped for the Division 2. And also coming out soon is Kingdom Hearts 3. It'll be available on January 25th, 2019 and January 29th in America.
I know somebody's excited about that.
You guys can talk about Kingdom Hearts 3. I've never played a Kingdom
I wore
Hearts
my
game,
Disney
so
shirt just for this announcement.
just for this announcement. Do you guys want to give them like a lowdown of what Kingdom Hearts is? And me, because I don't know what Kingdom Hearts is. But
I'm not a huge fan. I've played it a few times, so I know what it is. But Splice here, I think
Kingdom Hearts is the just beautiful love child of everything Disney and everything Final Fantasy, all rolled into an amazing action RPG that just, I mean, I played it when I was a child. Like when the first one came out, I was so young, and then it's like I played it with my siblings, and it was part of my childhood. But you go, it's got Final Fantasy characters in it, but you travel to all the different zones or areas you travel to are all Disney based. So like in the first one, you went to like the Cave of Wonders and Agrabah and Under the Sea and the jungle with Tarzan, and it was one of those things that you probably when people first saw it, they probably didn't think it was gonna work, and then it was just amazing. I'm hyped. I pre-ordered that shit like 6 months ago. So I'm excited.
well, we know someone's getting Kingdom Hearts 3. I know a couple of other people were super excited for it. Eddie said if they cut down the TTK in Division 2, I may get it. I enjoyed the first one to a point. Yeah, the first one was pretty fun. I only played like the what was it? Like the trial edition is the word I'm looking for. And it was pretty fun. But a lot of people say the Division 2 is going to be a lot better than the first one. Another game that just
They
came
said that
out.
about Destiny 2 also. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh God! Don't trigger people. Read. Another game that just came out that people were super hyped for and excited for was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So far, I haven't heard a negative thing about Assassin's Creed. I jumped off the Assassin's Creed bandwagon a long time ago, but a lot of people say that a couple of the newer games are still fun to play. I think sometimes they can be a little repetitive, but if that's kind of your thing, I heard this one was super, super good. And something in this game that I don't believe was in any of the other games, correct me if I'm wrong, the civilians do fight back in this game. So they will literally run away, grab anything that they possibly can as a weapon, and then come back and try to kill you. But apparently so far the launch has been a huge hit. Robin says Black Flag is still my favorite. I think Black Flag is probably one of my favorites as well. Black Flag is a
my
lot of
favorite
fun.
as well, I do know that Paladin Command has been playing Odyssey since it dropped. And, I don't think he's slept yet. In fact, I think he's either at work right now still or playing it. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this game.
Probably both.
I've heard nothing but good things.
I actually read something and they said that what I read said it was the best open world RPG since The Witcher 3. Which
Okay, yeah. The Witcher 3 was also a super amazing
was
game, I've heard.
considered to be one of the best of all time. So
Wow. I played more AC games than any other series, so many games. So I remember the first time I ever played the Assassin's Creed game. The first one, I played it for 8 hours straight. And I'm at that point in my life, I was not a huge gamer. So I literally sat there for 8 hours, didn't move, didn't eat, didn't anything. And I just played Assassin's Creed. And I thought this concept was super cool. But I think I hopped off after Black Flag. I haven't played one since. Black Flag 3 and Rogue were my favorites. Origins was a great comeback. Yeah, because I heard, it wasn't Syndicate. I think it was Unity. I think Unity wasn't a good hit, but Syndicate was better. I think. Is that what people said? Altair is the best assassin. I agree. I definitely agree. But no one can hate Ezio Auditore just because he's Italian.
Truth.
And the last thing that I have for gaming news is Red Dead Redemption 2. It is going to be available on PS4 and Xbox One on October 26th. And I also have a little video about Red Dead Redemption. So let's watch that super quick.
The install for that game, fun little side fact, is over 100 gigs.
Yeah, so make
It's
some
like
room.
ridiculous.
Bastard! I didn't do nothing! Ah! Damn fool!
With Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games has set out to create its most ambitious open-world experience to date. It is an epic tale of outlaw life that seamlessly blends story with action
Arthur! Let's go, quick!
and exploration with choice, all under the constant threat of danger. The world is full of adventures and experiences that you discover naturally
Hey, hold it right there!
as you move fluidly from one moment to another.
Gentlemen, you all know what to do.
Arthur can undertake a wide array of nefarious activities with his fellow gang members. Some are large-scale heists,
Come on!
while others are more personal.
Go!
Come on.
You can rob a train, passerby, or a coach.
Anyone inside there?
Hold up a store, burgle a house, or go loan sharking.
Here for money. Where is he?
Or you can simply go off and explore alone, if you're feeling brave enough.
Game looks super pretty.
The countryside, towns, and frontier are full of rival gangs and outlaws. Each different, but all of them deadly.
How's that score you stole off us?
Future game of the year. We waited too long for this game. I agree. The first one is one of my all-time favorite games. Yeah, the first one was also super great.
Investigating a crime scene.
I'm actually going to rewatch the entire story on YouTube before I do this.
Yeah, it's been so long. People have been waiting for this game for a
Get
very
price on
long
your
time.
head, and bounty hunters will track you down. Arthur must always be prepared to defend himself against whatever is thrown at him. The Deadeye system has been expanded and will progress in stages, allowing you to slow time, paint targets, and see critical or fatal points of your enemies. How and when you use it is up to you. Your experience is defined by the choices and decisions you make for Arthur.
Thank you, sir.
You can, of course, choose what to wear, ride, eat, and which guns to carry. Shave, bathe, or don't. It's up to you. Red Dead Redemption 2 is full of things to do.
Move it up! He's a fighter. God!
There are countless secrets to uncover and people to meet.
Enough!
You can get into raucous altercations,
Westworld Simulator
take
2018.
in a show,
Westworld is such a great
awesome.
show.
bounties,
That's awesome.
fight a duel, and a lot more.
I still haven't watched season 2 of Westworld.
Definitely going to lose that poker and shoot the man across from me, of course.
And people will
Wouldn't be the Wild West if it wasn't.
Son of a bitch. You can also experience the game in first person. Or take in the world with new cinematic cameras for some stunning views. The result is a world that is deep, teeming with life, and very menacing.
This world has its consolation.
October 26th! Get excited! And again, thank you to Rockstar Games and
Yes.
Bethesda for those awesome YouTube videos.
Yes, they,
Obviously. It's amazing.
I know a lot of people in Twitch. I will not be, just because I don't do capture card stuff, but I do know that several people will be streaming Red Dead. If you don't want to get the game, or if you just want to check out an amazing story, I'm sure it will be awesome. Like I said, I'm going to rewatch the first story before I play it on YouTube, and then I do know for a fact that Robin will be streaming Red Dead 2 whenever it comes out.
Awesome. Yeah, it's super exciting. I'm sure 1,000,001 people are going to get that game. We've been waiting for years. I know even my brother was a super Red Dead Redemption person. I never played it myself, but I watched him play it from start to finish, so I know the entire story. But literally for years, people have been waiting for this game, so it's super exciting that it's finally here, guys. It's finally here.
I was hooked on Red Dead Revolver when it first came out. And even before that, the first Xbox 360 game ever, Gun, which is a very similar style.
Yes.
Gun was a very similar game.
Yep.
Played Gun.
Made by an indie developer. And it was one of the last Xbox games and the very first Xbox 360 game to ever come out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gun was also a super great game.
Yep.
Need a capture card right meow. Yeah, Nintendo's also going to be burning through your money. Everyone who's a Fortnite fan and still has not picked up a Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch is actually also releasing a Fortnite bundle, and you get some free V-Bucks if that's your thing. But the better thing is that Mario Party is also out now. And as we all know, we're all just waiting for December so that we can all kill each other on Super Smash. So get hyped for that. And if you guys want past Nintendo Switch news, it is on our past VODs. If you just go to, obviously, this channel above us, it'll say videos. Just click on videos and you can watch our past broadcasts.
It's above my head.
Yeah, above Blood's head in that direction. I don't get mine till Friday. Oh, no. Never doubt Rockstar. Yeah, definitely not. There's really no way that game can be bad. Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, there's no way.
But yeah, so that is all that I have for my gaming and technology news. Everyone go out and buy that leather laptop for $1,200. And I'm going to pass it over.
I actually just pre-ordered mine.
Oh, did you? Oh my God.
Yeah, while we were watching.
Did you get the black leather or the brown leather?
Whichever one they're going to send me to do a review on.
All right, so the brown leather, I'm pretty sure is the only version, so it's going to be fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Can we get them customized with DI logos?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Embroidered and everything.
I'm gonna, and in true Red Dead Redemption fashion, I'm gonna brand it onto the leather.
I didn't toss the last piece of paper, but here it is for you. Ready? Okay. That was great. That was very anticlimactic.
Awesome.
I'm going to pass it over now to Splice Speaks, and he's going to be talking about his topic. Feel free to introduce yourself and go for it.
What's up, guys? Yeah, like she said, I'm Splice Speaks. So yeah, I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about IRL friends, or I don't even like to call them like IRL friends. I actually like to call them like face-to-face friends, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But that versus like the digital online relationships that we have. And the reason I don't like to call them IRL friends is because everything that we do online, in my opinion, like this is life. This is not fake life. You know, the relationships that you build with people through your streams and through Discord, like those are all real relationships. These are not fake people. But I am one of those people who has had, I've had conflict in my household with people that don't really understand the online stuff. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about this a little bit. My wife calls you all my fake friends. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. So
it's okay. My mom does the same thing. So
yeah, she doesn't understand it. She doesn't understand it at all. And you can't really explain it to somebody until you're actually in it and you're actually doing it. So I know like Lady Edge is a good example. She had talked to me a little bit about how she didn't really quite understand the whole thing. And then she, joined Twitch Crew starting out just to support her husband. And then now she has like made a whole group of friends on her own. Mm-hmm. Because it is a real thing. It's real relationships. These are people that you talk to every day and they're out there, they're supporting you and they're hyping you up and they're there when you're going through rough times. It's a different, I don't know. I mean, I know you guys all know what I say because you all feel it because you all do it, but it's just, it's a different type of feeling. Like I feel like I can call or message any of these people the same way that I can somebody that I've known for 10 years and I hang out with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the relationships are exactly the same. Blood nodding his head because I do this shit to him all the time.
All I got to do is be absent for about 24 hours, and then my phone's ringing. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Okay.
Yep. Hey, exactly. because like what starts out as just a colorful name and some words turns into it manifests into an actual person that you know and that you end up caring about because you share in their triumphs and you share in their troubles and their struggles, and it's a family, it's an extended family. But however, on the flip side of that, as new, and especially when you first start streaming and it's all you think about, and it's it's like new and exciting and you're networking and you're meeting all these people, it's really, really easy to forget about the people that are your IRL friends, but or family or whatever, because I network for my stream, but I also spend a lot of time networking for my clothing line, www.bedisastrous.com.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. So it took a lot of explaining to the people around me to be like, I'm not just doing this just because I want to be on here talking to people. Like it starts out, it is something that you're doing to help yourself grow as a person. It is not just, and then you build the relationships as you're doing all that. But yeah, I mean, it's I kind of wanted to get into a little bit of like how this, I guess, lifestyle, if you will, can affect all of that. And some of the relationships you build with people that are online, that you can be, those relationships can be affected too. I know people who have a really close relationship with somebody that they have never met in person, and that person is just ignoring them, and all they do is just stream and worry about everything that they're doing. Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. That nice little costume change. He went full Aretha. He went full costume change. And they're struggling because these people are not reaching out to them anymore. And so it's the same thing. It's trying to keep these relationships, whether they're face-to-face relationships or not. Streaming can really put a huge effect on all of those relationships because it is time consuming if you're serious about it. If you're serious about it and you care about it and you're actually trying to get better as a streamer, you're putting some hours in. And I'm not talking about hours live. I'm talking about the hours behind the scenes, working on overlays and panels and lighting and just whatever, like little things that you're doing. And that's one of the hardest things that I deal with when I come home is my wife's like, "Oh, are you streaming tonight?" And I'm like, "No, but I'm going to be downstairs doing something." Like I'm downstairs working on something. I mean, I've built an entire room in my basement that literally has some storage, and then I stream out of it, and that's all it is. I've taken over, part of the house to do it. So, it has put a damper on it. Eddie says, this is how the next generation will make friends for the most part. Older generations, as well as the current gen outside of streaming, don't get it, but it will be standard in the future. Exactly. And, I encourage, I really encourage my son to go play outside. There are times when kids will come and they'll knock on the door and he's like, "Nah, I'm good because I'm playing Spider-Man or Fortnite or whatever." And they get upset at him about it because they don't have the chance to do that. Their parents don't let them play video games. And they would be hypocritical of me to be like, "Well, you're not allowed to play video games because I play video games." That'd be like that would be like me telling him he's not allowed to have tattoo, So but these other kids can't do it, and you want to encourage them to go outside, and they want to be social, and you want to be face to face. But like Eddie said, it is the future. I have a lot more close friendships and relationships with people that I've never met than I do with people that are around me. You know what I mean? That live near me and that I've known my whole life. And part of that is because there's a bigger pool to choose from. Like I'm not hanging out with 700 people every day anywhere else. Yeah. So I mean that is part of it. But it is it's just a real thing, and I think that it is important to address that fact, because I think that there's a lot of people that have a misconception of it, and they don't really understand like how important it is, not just for, somebody's like sanity, but for somebody's just personal growth to have a support system like that. And if your support system is online versus, your next door neighbor, then so be it. Support is support no matter where it comes from.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So I don't know, that was really all I wanted to get into. It just because it's had a big impact on me. And it's getting better now. She still calls you guys are still, but she doesn't like make fun of me for it. She doesn't make fun of me for it anymore.
Where your real friends at? No.
Yeah. Huggy says also you can check in with people whenever you want. You don't have to worry about the commitment of needing to plan to hang out with people. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you plan your game time, when you guys are going to play games together and stuff. Dorito says that's legit because my nieces have friends online they've never met, but just video chat and stream whatever they're doing. Exactly. And look at dating now. That's it's a perfect example. Like, people don't just like go hang out at a bar and walk up to somebody and just be like, "Oh, hey baby, how you doing?" Like, it doesn't work like that anymore. Everybody's on Tinder and everybody's on there you go, swipe it. Just, swipe me, you swipe me. All right, let's go.
God.
I mean, that's it. That's all it is. And
it's true.
But that's just part of the evolution of technology. Eventually, I mean, I don't know. I was going to go into something, but I'm decided not to. Maybe on my channel, but not here.
Oh no!
Rant City. No. Hold on, let me hit the button.
Hit the button.
I'm trying to like read chat. My slow chat button won't work either. K-Ride says, my thing too is that I lost connections with a lot of my friends when I got married. Now that I'm divorced, this community has helped me through a lot. Bloodhaven and I have been IRL friends for a decade. I felt closer to and more confident in my relationships with a lot of y'all on here. Yeah, I mean, and that's a perfect way to look at it. Like, sometimes you just want to talk to people that aren't like living with you. You know what I mean? Like, aren't all around you, like up in your business all the time. Like, you can tell them what you want. You can open up to them about what you want. You can lean on them for different situations. But like, they don't have to know everything. You know what I mean? They're not getting your mail. So, Brock says Twitch crew has saved me so many times from mental breakdowns. I get lonely and you all just explode with love. It fixes me so fast. I mean, I know that exactly. I talked about it last week. I was going through stuff and like, Twitch crew got me through it.
That's what we do.
That's what it is. It is family. And we talk about this all the time. And I know it's just words and it sounds cliche to be like, oh, this is a family, what cult, whatever. But like, no, that's real shit. Like, it's actually
it's like you said, when it goes from being just an online personality friend to someone you talk to
right.
Like I said, I'm sitting here watching TV, not online, just because I'm in my own little bubble, and then my phone rings and it's you, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I have to be social now because I have real friends.
Or like this morning, I didn't pop into Gen chat quick enough. He sent me a message saying, "Where the hell are you?" I'm like,
right.
It's like, yeah, it's like people. I think also like online versus IRL. Like, if you're not around all the time, your IRL friends. Like, I used to hang out with them maybe once every couple of weeks, because obviously we had jobs and we had our own lives. But like, it's a lot easier to jump into Discord and talk to all of you guys. And again, we're talking to each other all day, every day, and it's not only just a relationship that we're building, for each other, but like, again, this is like, we're supporting each other on stream, we're supporting each other outside of stream, we're supporting each other, in other people's streams. We band together, people do, charity events for each other, like Eric did that charity event for his friend, a lot of people, a couple of communities did charity events for one of their members when they're going through a hard time. This isn't just, like, oh, hey, we're all online people, we're just going to do our things and go on with our lives. Like, no, like, we actually get to know each other. Again, we're talking primarily most of the day. So it's kind of impossible not to, create close bonds with these people. But again, you get to share with everyone what you want to and not have to have that fear of judgment back. Like, obviously people that you've known for a long time are going to know more about you than people online. But that's if you choose that, you could share literally whatever you want. again, like, you know, Blood used to just call me on Discord, and like at first, like I'm not that type of person to just like jump into a video chat, and he used to call me on video chat all the time, and like that's how we became friends. Like we would just spend time with each other.
I hate talking to people without seeing their face. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, like you would yell at me all the time. You're like, why isn't your camera on? I'm just like,
Listen, man, I had to call your phone because you weren't on Discord.
pretty much.
There's some other people in my life that definitely agree with that.
But yeah, it's just
Sorry,
like
next time, and I would FaceTime, but you know, you're Android, so like I can't do that either. I'm just kidding.
Samsung for life.
But again, these friendships online versus IRL, like there's really not much of a difference. Like, you know, like a couple of you guys have my phone number. I speak to you guys face to face. It's really not that much difference. There's just a screen between us. You know what I mean? Like we'd be having the same conversation. We'd be acting the same way, whether we were across the table or I just go like this and be like, never let go, Jack. You know, like it's fine.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Why did she throw him in the water, dude? That board was big enough for both of them. Can we please explain this? Never mind.
Hit the button.
Dude, I could go off for forever on that movie. That movie, that movie just pisses me off. Oh, God, what a Hollywood setup, man. Like, jeez.
Mew said, I don't really see a difference with reaching out to an online friend and my best friend of 28 years who lives 6 hours away and us staying connected. I mean, really any relationship, whether it's online or not, like, again, just it takes effort from not only you, but from the other person. So it's really not much difference between an online friend and a friend that lives away. Like, you're doing the same thing. I see that make it so change. But no, like,
somebody said do it in chat, so.
Yeah, but it's not that much different. You know, the effort in the relationship is still the same.
Yeah, and so like, okay, Big Cheeseball says, as you all know, I've been through a lot with job, but you guys have got me through it, and I love you all for that, and I know you're all there for me. Well, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And and like people who don't do this, don't stream, don't Discord, don't whatever, they don't understand. They like don't understand that. Mm-hmm. It's harder for them to understand that. Huggy said, I don't know if people have the same conversations if they are face to face. Well, I can tell you right now that if you have ever watched me on here or watched me on my channel and you think I act any different face to face, then you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Can confirm. You can ask these two people in here with me who have both had conversations with me outside. They'll tell you I'm just as ridiculous all the time. Mm-hmm. Because that's, you know, like I try to be as real as possible when I'm on here. And if, you know, there's going to be people on here that are acting completely different online than they are, and usually that's because they're worried about how you're going to react to them. Mm-hmm. If they show you who they really are. You have to get old first, and then you stop caring. Mm-hmm. But I understand. I mean, I do understand what you're saying, though. So
I think there's also a little. Sorry, there's also a little bit of a disconnect because again, like we're all trying to stream, we're all trying to be entertainers. So like some people on stream can be super loud, super energetic, and super entertaining. And then be super quiet off stream. Like, I'm pretty quiet in real life, but like I talk a crap ton to you guys when my camera's on. But like when the camera's off, I just kind of sit here and I'll answer and stuff, but I'm not like super bubbly, jumping off the walls kind of thing. But it's just like, yeah, exactly what Blood just did. But it's just like it's not so much that like our personalities are different, but like on stream, obviously, like. It's not so much of a persona, but we're trying to put that extra foot forward, that extra effort in, that extra mile of being entertaining and, you know, having people like our stream and get to know us as well. But like you said, like the older you get, like the less you care about like people caring like what you think about them and vice versa. But it's also just like when you're on stream, like I know a couple people, like they obviously sometimes are different on and off stream. There's really no need to be any different because, again, we all talk to you in the Discord afterwards. We know what you're really like. And most of the people that you're getting support from are in this group. And that's how that's how we're growing together because, again, we're growing together and getting to know each other. And that's why we come and pop into each other's streams because we want to see each other succeed. Because, again, it's not just friends. You kind of grow into a little bit of a family and you want to support as many people as you possibly can. So it's just, you know, like, again, like, you're not just building professional relationships. It's just not how it is anymore. It's super easy to connect to people online that aren't just professional relationships.
Well, and that's, you know, somebody, there was somebody who, in a different community or a different Discord today said, And it was just like in general chat, they said, you know, I need anybody have any advice for like how to grow my channel or how to do whatever. And I was like, you need to develop actual relationships with people. And that's it. And that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. But like I said, you do have to make sure that it doesn't, you know, that this does not affect any of the friends, or family,
and your family,
whether it's face-to-face people or, you know, digital people. Like, you have to find that balance. I think I've actually been on Crew Talk talking about balancing it all out before. You do have to find that balance, and I feel I am at a point now where I genuinely feel equally about everybody that I know online and everybody that I know in life, face to face. And that's when you find that balance between all of those relationships, and when you realize that, that's when you're really going to start to see, I think, a true growth and a true success in everything that you're doing with your streaming and with your channel. And just with life, man, you got to have that positive attitude about everything that you're doing. And you got to just be there for everybody and give support whenever you can. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And,
again,
networking. Do that.
Networking is not only a part of streaming life, it's a part of your real life. And as you'll hear people all the time say, it's all about who you know in this world. It really honestly is. Because I ever go to, you know, such and such a state, or, you know, if I needed to crash anywhere, pretty much all over the country right now, I'm pretty sure I can call at least 15 people in this Discord and be like, look, I need to crash at your place. And they'd probably be like, okay. And vice versa. Like, it's just, you know, these are like the friendships that you create. It's just like, a couple of our own members, you know, Train going to Canada and meeting Hugh and Meow Meow Cake and, you know, Lenasaurus, like, that is an effort to not to make online friends IRL, but in reality, like, they're pretty much IRL friends to begin with.
I met the co-owner of Disaster Industries. I met him by coincidence on Destiny 1. We randomly got thrown into a Crucible match together, and we weren't talking to each other, and we stomped that ass. And then I messaged him, and I was like, bro, we could be unstoppable if we actually were talking. So he joined a voice chat, and he's one of my closest friends, and he, you know, is the other part of, you know, Disaster Industries now.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I explained, because as some of you know, like, Savage Wolf just came down a couple of weeks ago to visit.
Yeah.
And at first my wife was like, that's really weird. And I'm like, remember, you said the same thing about Robbie. And now we've been up to his house and crashed with him with the kids and twice and hung out with him in Charlotte. So, I mean, like, this is real stuff.
Yeah, we're going to totally, like, eventually you're going to run into people. I mean, Train went to Canada to go hang out with you.
Me, Blood, and Robin are planning dinner.
Yeah,
like,
I'm going back home to Virginia.
The hell is my invite?
Well,
come on up.
I'm going back home to Virginia in November, and me and Robin are going to take a quick road trip and go hang out with Mars for a little while because, well, it's like a 3-hour drive. That's nothing.
Yeah, no,
you know,
it's not much.
So,
nah, it's way farther than that for me.
It would be, but you were a bit far away for drive.
But going back on what Burning Trees was saying before I, you know, rudely cut you off, I'm sorry. He goes, I feel like online people are more likely to be themselves, connect with others, and not be afraid to be who they are. I have met people I can talk to, and they would not know almost anything about me, not judge, at least in my case. There are so many communities that also accept you. Like Twitch Crew, there are so many great people that are just here for you, and it's great. Yeah. Honestly, some people say that the internet's a very dark place, and grant me, there is a lot of people on the internet that are not nice people. But if you find a good group of people, you know, it's not really that rare anymore, because just like Eddie was saying before, you know, a lot of people are growing up with smartphones. A lot of kids are growing up with smartphones. You know, I know a lot of us didn't grow up with cell phones or smartphones until we were in high school and even college, and even after that, depending on how old you are. But like we grew up going outside, you know, going on play dates with other kids in our school. Like, we didn't just like text them, you know, we didn't go online and play video games with them. We actually had to go out and do things with them. And it's just a lot easier for especially our youth and even us now to just, you know, send a text or call or FaceTime or do any of those things. It's just super accessible to be able to connect with people in such a manner. it's just kind of the way the world is being shaped now. Again, like you said, Tinder with dating, Skype,
I mean,
Discord, everything.
I now have 2 PS4s and 2 separate PlayStation Plus accounts, so I can play video games with my kid. Like, and you know what I mean? And like, and like, I'm thinking of Sega Genesis or whatever it was at the time. And, sitting on the couch playing Sega Genesis with my stepdad, Madden 94, baby, the last good Madden.
Yeah.
That was just what we did. Like every night and you can't do that anymore. My son's upstairs and I'm down in the basement. And it's just not quite the same, but that's what they're doing. That they're making gaming more social, but sort of like less social at the same time. I mean, they're making it so you can play games socially with anybody in the world, but they've kind of taken away from like the couch co-op stuff. But yeah, that's where it's going. So go forth out into the interwebs, create these relationships, make these friendships, and create chaos together, because it's the future. This is how you grow. McMeme Dream says Twitch is so new.
You're cutting out, Jeff.
Beautiful. I'm cutting out.
Yeah.
Even yelling.
You cut out that entire first sentence.
I think it's just because you moved closer to your mic. So
the mic was like, dude, I need you to back up. You're gonna get loud.
And now we need that ASMR tag.
Hit the button. Hit the button.
Hit the button.
So yeah, Twitch is so new still, I would have to say. The way we communicate is so unique and beautiful. We make it into our own world with our channels and show off a little piece of us. It's what I believe this internet should really have been, a form of communication. Well, yeah. I mean, and especially I talk about this a lot, like on my own channel, is it's changing from just people playing video games. It has become a platform for people to really just put themselves out there,
Absolutely.
And show all different sides of them and all different ways of creativity. And it's more of an expressive platform now, in my opinion, as opposed to a look how good I am at Fortnite platform. Although there are still people that stream and get a lot of love because they're really good at a game too. But the option is there for people that do other things. And it's awesome. And I think that it is the start of a better internet for everybody.
Like Eddie said, gaming is just the start. Twitch is about content, which is true, because
it is.
Again, you don't even stream games. You just talk. There's people that just stream like workout stuff. There's people that stream music. There's people that stream art. There's everything.
I mean, I've just seen the new tags. There's like gardening and ball dancing now.
ASMR.
Heck yeah, dude! I put ballroom dancing all the time, bro. I mean, I sort of dance. I don't know if it's ballroom style, but
there's not a truffle shuffle tag. There's not.
I will have one if I ever get part. That will be the first thing. I'll be like, hey, thanks for that. I need a truffle shuffle tag.
Now.
BRB gonna go truffle shuffle.
But it will be that's gonna be my next emote.
Absolutely. So do you guys have anything else you want to add?
I don't. I'm done.
No? Good?
But if anybody has any more questions.
Any questions? If not, we are going to go into our featured member of the week and watch a short video that our own Splice Speaks put together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Which, give me a second, because I don't know where it went.
Because I don't know what I'm doing,
I had it open, I swear to you people. It was here. Oh, God. Please.
Yeah, hopefully this video is not terrible, because what the struggle is real.
I found it. Yay.
Yay.
Yeet. Here we go.
Maybe. There it is.
The big cheese ball.
Around 2, I can't find a job right now. It's very slow. Someone clip that. Woo! Clip that quadra kill. Shit. We screwed up.
Dude, he makes this game look so easy.
Right?
I'll be pissed. Boom! Woo!
And again, congratulations to the Big Cheese Ball. I like saying your name. It's fine. Everything's fine. Again, thank you for Splice Speaks for making that video for us. And again, one last congratulations to the Big Cheese Ball for being Twitch Crew's featured member of the week, featured streamer of the week. You are amazing. And thank you guys for hyping him up and being just active and showing all the love and support in Discord and on Twitch. And we are going to go to our last topic of the evening with Bloodhaven Gaming 86. Would you like to introduce yourself and your topic? For me?
Moi.
Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Damn, that just happened.
It did.
Yeah, that did.
Cool. I'm going to bed night. Good night.
Bye. Thank you guys for coming out to Crew Talk.
Oh,
No.
Lord Jesus fire. First off, what are you drinking, Splice? What you got there?
This is Mandarin Orange Kroger brand seltzer water. It's about as bougie as you can get, but
So it's just seltzer water that has been passed through a room that had oranges in it.
yes, it is more of like an effervescent experience. It doesn't really like taste like anything. You just kind of waft it in as you're drinking it.
Oh man.
My Lord.
Oh,
my
man.
Lord. All right, so let's
I just wanted to say effervescent.
So let's go ahead and get started. What the thing I wanted to bring up today is toxicity, and it's both on and offline because, well, let's be real, it's a terrible thing on both avenues. For those of you who are like brand new streamers, and I see this a lot, and I'll be honest with you, I did the same thing. I reacted the wrong way to toxicity in gaming and online as a streamer in my chat. I know, Splice found a new way to deal with it. I know Mars has dealt with it. Rob has dealt with it. We've all dealt with it. But it's something that happens a lot. And be it whether it's in-game chat while you're streaming, or if it's in, God forbid, your own chat in Twitch. But it happens. I wanted to bring it up because we have a lot of very young streamers and followers in this community. All right. Twitch allows you to have an account as young as, technically as young as 13. But let's be real. We know that's, there's people out there younger than that watching us. And, so you do have to, there's a little bit of a professionalism to maintain for yourself. But the worst thing that I see all the time is, people coming in. Blood is pretty young. I'm 32. But
That's still young.
That's still young.
By the way,
as young as you
for
feel,
those of you
bro.
who do watch my stream, I squirrel to chat like in the middle of a sentence. It's hilarious. But anyway, but one of the problems is people come into your chat and they'll say something to you. It happened to me when I first started streaming. Someone came into my chat, dropped the F-bomb, and I'm not talking about the word fuck, and I had moderators at the time, but we were all kind of new. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. And I lost my mind. I lost my mind midstream to get it off my chat, get it out of there, just started screaming at nothing because what is my screaming going to accomplish? Absolutely nothing. And it ruined the whole rest of my stream. Well, for me, thankfully, it only happened one time. So I didn't have to deal with that really again. My moderators have since gotten better. Plus, I deal with I have all the bots involved now to deal with that. But another thing you have to worry about is in-game chat. That happens a lot too. There is fun toxic, but bad toxic. You're absolutely right. What game does chat want to see today? Yeah, absolutely. So I get it all the time in Dead by Daylight. You'll get people that just make fun of you, even though you're just trying to play a game. Now that's one thing, but then sometimes it literally turns into like actual derogatory toxicity. That's like it'll make you kind of question. Like I've got pretty wide shoulders, a strong back, and a pretty tough stomach. but some of the stuff I see in-game chat is pretty rough, and I'm like, surely there's not like 10-year-olds being exposed to this. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Absolutely there is. And that freaking kills me. I hate that so much. And Tasteful Side Bob, thanks so much for that tier 1 sub to Twitch Crew community, dude. Appreciate it. So yeah, so we see that all the time, and it's a matter of just how do you deal with it? Like I mean, like I said, I know how I dealt with it. I learned to just ignore it and to try to get it off of the screen as fast as possible. When I moderate, if anyone ever watched Robin stream, I kind of hashtag mod of the year. I literally monitor. I half the time I don't even watch his stream. I literally just stare at chat to make sure that nothing stupid makes it through. You know, and that's, you know, and yeah, that's how I deal with it. Splice, I know we give out hugs on your channel. And Mars, how do you deal with it, especially being a woman? That turns into a whole other can of worms with that toxicity. And I you knew I was going to say that and bring that up. So let's hear it from you.
Well, obviously, just like regular trolls, I don't really mind that much. I could just, you know, time them out, or I just ban them straight away if they have like a really toxic name. Because let's be real, everyone has come across someone just coming into their chat. The account was made today. They made a really toxic name, and they just want to see if you can say it out loud. I will always read the person's name before I start talking, which is why sometimes that delay on stream is good, because they don't know if like chat has popped up on my side yet. So it's really just me reading chat. I don't really have super active mods, so I kind of just like, I have a couple, like they'll come in when they can, because like I don't really get a lot of toxicity in my chat that I can't just be like, okay, ban. But yeah, even just being a girl, like there's obviously guys that come in that'll be like, sup babe, how you doing? Or like, oh, you look super pretty today. Or like, oh, you're a girl playing a game. Or even when I'm playing games, if I'm playing Siege and I try to communicate with my team, because, you know, that's what you have to do in that kind of game. And instantly you get the, oh my God, you're a girl. And it's like,
yep,
trying to play a game here, buddy. Like, I don't care if you think I'm a girl, a man, a giraffe. I don't care. Like, I'm trying to play the game. I'm trying to communicate with you. It doesn't matter if I'm a girl. Really, it just doesn't freaking matter. But even just in chat, people come in again. They'll try to call you babe. They'll try to call you beautiful. They'll try to throw all of these compliments at you, and it's just like, you would not say this without knowing me in real life. Like, you just, like, if you walked up to me on the streets, this is not the thing that you would say to me. You wouldn't say this to anybody in person, and if you did, surely you're gonna get slapped across the face. So it's like, how I deal with it is I thank them for the free view and for the free follow, and I send them on their merry way. Yeah, I'm super easygoing in the first place. I'm not really quick to anger, so I just kind of like let it roll off my back, and I'm just like, you know what? Just ban them, get them out of here, and just keep going and try not to let it bother me. There's a couple of times where people have come in that have brought up topics that have really bothered me, but again, the way that I try to combat that is just, again, I ban them, send them on their way, and I'll start talking to chat about something else to hopefully get somebody in my chat. It's, again, like, most of you guys are my friends in chat, so you guys will automatically realize what I'm trying to do and just go with that topic that I'm talking about, just to try to get my mind off of it. So, like, again, that helps. Just trying to divert away from any toxicity in general is just really what I try to do. Is if I see it, I ignore it, I get rid of it, and I will completely just go into something random just to change the topic super quick.
Yep, change topic. Like Brock says, drop that ban hammer. McDream says,
we have a zero. I mean, I have like, I mean, you guys know that, you guys have been in there. I have a zero troll tolerance. Like, I don't time people out. I don't say like, oh, hey man, watch it. Like, you come in there, you say something I don't like, I'm like, oh yeah, you want to be toxic? Oh, this is how we deal with toxic people. We have a command. I give them hugs.
I ban them right away,
and then they get banned.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like,
I usually ban before the hugs.
So stupid. I play a little trolls gift. They're all hugging each other, and it's all pink and happy and whatever. And then they're gone. That's it.
They're gone.
Bye.
All right. So McDream says, I feel there is that to just brush it off with positivity, or just brush it off altogether. It's hard, really. Sometimes some people just have bad days. It can't bring but it can't bring us down as streamers. This is a super emotional thing to do sometimes, and help from one another is what helps build us up and helps you up throughout. Absolutely. And that's kind of what I want to bring that up today with that, because I knew what Splice was going to talk about if he was, we were kind of on the fence whether Splice was going to be here or not tonight, and thankfully he is. But like, it really goes with that whole like friends versus IRL friends versus who's going to have your back. Some of us as streamers don't have a lot of IRL friends that really want to sit and watch us stream or maybe moderate for like I do. So you do rely on people you met on the internet. You know, I know I make fun of him all the time for it, but Jono24Y and Twitch Crew, he's one of the first people that will literally pop into someone new who's in Twitch Crew's stream and see if they're struggling or having offer to be a moderator for them to help them out if they don't have one, because a lot of people just don't know anyone to do it for them, or they don't know how to ask someone to do it. And then, you know, of course, then, you know, we fire Jono later, like most of us do. But regardless of the fact, he comes in and he helps, and that's a really awesome thing.
There's also people that don't even know that you need it until you have somebody toxic come in. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know that mods were a thing when I started streaming. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a huge deal when somebody reaches out and is, you know.
Well, this also goes back to the talk that we had about how to choose your moderators. Again, like you said, a lot of people like don't have IRL friends that want to watch their stream. None of my IRL friends want to watch my stream. I again rely on everybody on the internet, and there's a lot of trust involved. There's a lot of trust involved with people that you've just again met online versus people that you know in real life. But again, like, if you create that proper relationship with them, you're usually pretty solid on that front. And you also kind of need to know, again, what your traffic is for trolls. Like, I know Splice gets a lot of them because he's a just chatting streamer, or, you know, IRL, but like IRL and just chatting always get a lot of trolls. Like, he knew that going into it. Like, I knew it going into it being a girl. It just, again, like the community, the games that you place in, like Fortnite gets a lot of trolls. Like, it's just you got to know your audience.
Yeah. and I don't get too much of it anymore because I have steadied out with the games that I play, so it's pretty common. But there are some people, and I keep bringing them up as an example just because I'm trying to get them to pop back up in chat just to be funny. But like Robin, every now and then he'll play something different. He'll pull some out of the wall indie game that no one
getting over it.
Getting over it. So like 20 people have heard of it. There's 2 people in the whole world who stream it, and everyone else who watches it are the biggest trolls in the world. So that happens. So you gotta you really gotta watch out what you're doing here. And with McVeigh Dream, what else we got? I feel like this is a turning point when it comes. Wait, is this? Oh, did we just get the same thing over again?
No, it's only there once.
No, it's different.
Oh, okay, sorry. I got the pop out chat and it doubled up for some reason, but there it is. Okay, so I feel like the turning point when it comes to mods in your channel, you got to set the example as the streamer. Absolutely, you let them see the thing that you're going to ban. Once they see that example, then they follow suit for what you may or might not want, which is super nice. Once they get the ability to be like, oh hey, they said the streamer doesn't like that, get out of here. Pretty easy. I was just about to say getting over it. Absolutely. Yeah,
Put it on the list.
Yeah, like I said, Lady Ed, she mods for her husband, so she knows the exact boundaries of what's going on. Me and Robin mod for each other because we've been best friends for a very long time, and we know exactly what is allowed in each other's stream. And we've talked about it off stream. That's another thing. Talk to your mods off stream and be like, hey, this is the kind of toxicity I don't want. Some of it's allowed. It's okay for you to come in and be like, well, that and that. But then you start coming in and you start dropping F-bombs and N-bombs and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, you got to go. You got to go like before this even gets put out live. You know? So, but yeah, so there's the online side of things. And then, of course, the other side of it really is the offline side of things. A lot of us, especially because we're in this big community now, and I say big because Twitch is growing by leaps and bounds. I saw 10 new people just since I've been home tonight from work. I think we
finally broke 700.
Yeah. So we with this large community that we're in, and we all get to know each other. But a lot of the things that we do is we bring our problems to the table here because no one has any other way to deal with it. That's one of the things that I'm just like that's why I love this community so much. That's why let's be honest, we all use Twitch Crew as our home, our go-to. But every one of us has our own Discord channel. Every one of us does, and whether you set it up as a community or whether you set it up as just a private, like this is just me and my friends so we can talk and game and whatnot, but every one of us has our own group of friends outside of Twitch Crew, for the most part, that you hang out and talk to with, and you might get some issues with some people that you know. One of the things I've gotten with, and it actually kind of tied in with what Splice was saying, is people that make fun of you for what you are as a streamer. Oh, you just play video games, and I get it at work all the time. I'm in the because as being in the military. Yes, there's a lot of Navy in Twitch crew, and a lot of us, we were all stationed together. Like, Christ, there's like 5 people in Twitch crew that we were all stationed together. So, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people where I work now here in Chicago that's like, you just play video games and sit in front of a camera? And I'm like, nah, it's more than that. But they don't understand. Like, I did a 24-hour live stream for my birthday. Why on earth would you do that? Well, because it's...
Hey, I asked you that question, though. That's just, like, crazy to me. A 24-hour stream to me is like, insane.
And they don't understand it. Bojangles, what's Navy, right? Oh, boy. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to bring that up. And it's kind of more like an awareness thing. Just, like, be careful with the online stuff. Know what you got to deal with. And then don't let the outside influence, like, stop you. I mean, I've seen people who are really good streamers, really good video game players. They come online, they get in Twitch group, they're fun, and then something happens IRL that they can't deal with, or that and it literally shuts them down. They don't find anything to solve the problem. They don't reach out for help. They let it get to them way too hard, and it shuts every good thing that they just had down.
Yep.
And I know you're dying to say something, Jeff.
Well, no, I mean, First, I was raising my hand because I was saying I am one of those people who has been through, has gone through a situation where I shut down. I literally disappeared for like 2 weeks. And just like you said, I called you the other day, like, dude, is everything okay? Like, people were reaching out to me, and there were only like 1 or 2 people that had any clue what was going on. But no, I mean, kind of just chiming on the toxicity thing you were saying about, people are like, oh, you just play video games or whatever. And there's a lot of people, especially like old people like me, that they don't even know what Twitch is, know? So like I've gotten to a point now because like you said earlier, I don't stream games. When I talk to people about it, I tell them that I have a talk show that I run. I don't tell them that I stream on Twitch
that you're a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, because
nobody knows. What game do you play?
Yeah, nobody knows what that is unless
Can
they
you
have
floss
kids.
for me?
Unless they have kids. If they have kids that are 10 or older, then they usually know because their kids watch, Fortnite streamers or whatever. And then, there is another one thing I wanted to kind of touch on is the toxicity between fellow streamers. Because, we're all really like loving and supportive in Twitch crew, but it's not all like that.
No.
Like I catch shit for what I do just because I don't play games.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't happened a lot, but it's happened. And then there's people that are, that are only just going to be all about themselves and they look at it as a competition. And, last time I checked, there's enough people on this planet that like everybody in this chat right now and in this channel and really in Twitch crew could all be partnered and there'd still be enough viewers to go around. So why are we competing with each other?
Yeah.
If the content is good, the content is good. Focus on putting out your content and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing.
There will always be more viewers than streamers.
Exactly.
Always.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
and that's the thing is, toxicity's out there enough as it is. So don't add to the problem,
And if you haven't noticed, there's a lot of partner streamers that are very popular because they show positive support to other streamers. Like those people that are like, I know everyone's probably seen on Twitter, like, hey, drop your link. I'm going to go check out a few people. Obviously, like that's probably not the best way for growth, but like those streamers that I have seen that are partnered that do that, they're still taking the time out of their partnered lives to go show support to other people. And, they don't have to do that. They're already partnered. What do they really gain from that? They don't really gain too much, maybe aside from a couple people following their channel. But in reality, they're still taking that time to be positive and have a positive atmosphere amongst themselves and their community to go raid other people, to go host other people, to go check them out. And I still think like that's the type of community that you need on Twitch. You don't need the people that are just like, watch me and not Blood or watch me and not Splice or vice versa. That's just like, no, because like, let's be real. Half the people that watch us watch all of us. So it's like...
That's like a lot of times, like there's streamers out there, one of the more popular ones. If anyone who plays Dead by Daylight and watches Dead by Daylight streams, you know who Vincent Vega is. And he is one of those that, he's an older man who streams and has fun with it. Really, really popular partnered streamer. He's one of those that when it's time for him to be done in Raid, he'll go onto Twitch, find that game, find Dead by Daylight, and find the person who has the least amount of viewers.
And blow their minds.
Their minds. Pretty much.
He will do that almost every other stream, because sometimes the people he knows he'll do that, but almost every other stream he'll find
it's a good balance.
The person who's like, I just started streaming Dead by Daylight. Bam! Here's 176 people to watch you.
Well, and that's a good way to do it, because like we all want to support like our really close friends, and we all want to support the people in our community, but you don't want to just raid the same person every time either.
Yeah,
you definitely want to spread
we are
the love.
guilty, and we are guilty of that in Twitch crew. Yeah. I'm gonna raid, Mars, and I'm gonna raid Splice, and I'm gonna raid, Eddie when he's on, and I'm gonna raid Robin, and then blah blah blah, and
who on and so forth. Yeah.
But then every now and then you're just like, wait a minute, hold on, let's look and see who's down in the recruits that's got a purple dot.
Yep.
Who's got a purple dot down in recruits?
Right. Exactly.
And now we have to do that because I can't. Robin actually had this problem yesterday during his stream.
You can't see who's live. Yeah.
You can't see communities anymore.
You can't see who's live anymore.
Hit the button.
Yeah, you can't pull up the community on Twitch. So we're on Discord. I'm using Discord 100% now to see what's going on in Twitch crew, because that thing that went to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox on that one. I just wanted to bring it up and raise awareness for it. Right there, I just noticed it in chat. K-Ride said it best right there. It's because of you getting me on here that I'm able to get through my day. Well, that's an awesome little story that I'll just go ahead and throw out there. It's like, so me and K-Ride, we've known each other for over 10 years. When I was on the fire department, long before I was in the Navy. She surprised me when I came back from my first deployment in Virginia. She flew up from Oklahoma to come see me. And our friendship did kind of do this over the years because I was in the Navy. I've been gone. I come to Oklahoma once a year, maybe. And she, cool thing, she, just like me, been going through a divorce, dealing with bad stuff, and just having no friends left. She took a trip up here to Chicago to go hang out with her brother. Well, guess what? I live here too. We met up. Got it hanging out at a bar one night. It just so happened that Robin was streaming that night. And I was like, hey, watch him. What is this? Well, let me make you a Twitch account on your phone real quick. You want to hang out with us more? Let me make you a Discord account real quick. Let me pop you into my community just to start off with, into my channel and Robin's channel, and then now in Twitch crew. And now she literally just like, I can't go anywhere. I cannot.
She pops around everywhere. I see her everywhere.
She went from from just being shut up in a box like most of us with anxiety have to deal with to just being a social butterfly more than me, because I will go into anyone's stream, whether it's one of us, one of the more prominent people in Twitch crew who've been around a while, or whether it's someone brand new, or if they're associated with Bloodhaven Gaming's Hideout or Robin's Nest or the Snake Pit or your channel, Mars.
Life on Mars.
I'm so sorry.
The red planet.
I'm so sorry, Reed. That's going to my list. Anyway.
Sorry, I saved you. Just do it. Everything is fine.
Anyway, every time I pop into a stream, she's there.
Don't give us that look, or him that look. I know you ain't doing that to me because I knew what it was.
It's fine. That's fine.
I'm done talking. For fuck's sake, I'm done talking.
It's fine.
Whoa. Easy. Don't be done. No reason to be done. This is fine.
Oh, this is fine. Everything is fine.
So I actually have a couple of traits of toxic people that I actually just went off on when I was on Spice's channel once. That I'm just gonna I'm just gonna run through these real quick, because obviously this isn't just online people. This isn't just offline people. This is just people in general, and how to kind of notice when someone's being toxic in your life. So toxic people try to control you. They usually don't have any kind of control in their own lives, so they're trying to manipulate and control other people's lives. They will completely disregard your boundaries, whether that's on stream and saying F words or N bombs or whatever kind of words you want to think they're saying or what have you. they just don't respect your boundaries. And again, as was said in chat, you as the streamer have to set your boundaries. You have to talk to your mods. You have to talk to your mods offline. You have to set the tone in your own stream. And honestly, just in your own life, you are kind of responsible for the type of energy that you bring into your life. And sometimes it's hard to get rid of that negative energy once they're already there, but it's not impossible. And again, you have people to turn to. Like you're just in this community alone. You're not by yourself in here. So if you ever need someone to just help you push, or even just an outside perspective, again, just because like we are online, we have a lot of outside perspective because we don't know your personal lives, so that's a good thing. But they don't they disregard your boundaries.
And I'm old, so therefore I have life.
Got a little bit of experience on me. Toxic people always take without giving. They always want something from you, but are very rarely willing to give it back in return. They're usually there to take what they can get as long as you're willing to give it to them. Toxic people always need to be right. They are very seldom wrong. And if they do mess up, they're probably not going to even admit they have messed up. They're usually not the most honest of people. They love to be the victims in the situation. So, if you're going to call them out for bad behavior, even as McMeme said before, if you have a mod that's acting super overpowered with their sword, or, very power hungry, if you're calling them out and they're like, oh no, I'm doing fine, they're making themselves the victim in the situation, not respecting your boundaries. And they don't take responsibility for their actions. They will come at you with X, Y, and Z and said, I did this, I did that. And they just won't take responsibility over what they've done. And I recently went through, a situation with a super toxic person that tried to do something. I was very honest with them about how I felt about it, and they just did not want to take responsibility over what they were doing. They were trying to make themselves the victim. They were right. They were throwing shade left and right. And quite frankly, I said, go take a hike. Because I don't need that in my life. I don't need that, surrounding me. I don't need that kind of negativity. And quite frankly, I like when the trash takes themselves out. So,
yes.
So I was just like, bye. So removing toxic people from your life, why it's so important, because again, if they are not promoting you in a positive way, if they are not helping you grow, and if they're making you more stressed out than you need to be, they don't deserve to be there. They don't need to be there. You need people that are going to help you grow positively. You need people that are going to help you grow mentally, in the right directions, support you, all that stuff. That's what you need. You don't need people that are like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, or like, oh, you're playing that game, oh, you're doing this, or oh, you sit in front of a screen and play video games, or oh, you sit in front of a screen and talk to people. You don't need that. You need people that are like, oh, that's what you're doing, great, like go for it. That's just positive people that you need. Getting rid of these people, you got to accept that, obviously, that it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not easy. Obviously, it's never easy getting rid of those types of people from your life, because it's not so much as like, okay, now they're gone, but all the remnants of what they've done are still kind of in the back of your mind. You don't need to feel like you owe them a huge explanation. If you don't want them in your life, say it short, simple, sweet, to the point, get rid of them. You don't need to explain why you're doing this. You don't need to give them any kind of, rule book as to why you're doing it, any kind of list as to why you're doing any of this. All you need to say is, look, you're not promoting me in a healthy way. I don't need you here, and then get rid of them. If you're afraid of it coming back on you, you can feel free to talk to them in a public place. Feel free to ask a friend to be a mediator between you, so the conversation itself doesn't turn super toxic. There's nothing wrong with that either. If they're being super toxic over any kind of social media, again, as streamers, you could block them on Twitter. You can block them on. You can actually block them on Twitch. You can block them on Instagram. You can block them on Facebook. You could block their phone numbers. There's a lot of things that you could do to make sure that they can't get into contact with you if they're trying to attack you via the internet. Again, don't try and make it into an argument. Just keep restating your boundaries, and if they don't respect it, just tell them goodbye and let them go on their merry way. And again, block them. You don't need people harassing you because you're trying to get rid of them either. If you ever feel like you need to have this conversation and are not confident in doing so yourself, feel free to write it all out and just, basically you write it out for yourself and then repeat it back to them. It doesn't have to be a perfect conversation, because at the end of it, they're not going to be around anymore anyway.
Musi has spoken.
Mm-hmm. I've been lost myself to toxicity and have only now started to find myself again. Thanks to those, I am almost allowed them to make myself feel like life was no longer worth existing. If I'm perfectly honest, thanks to some really great people, I'm finding my way back, which is great. again, it's all about support. It's all about the people that you surround yourself with. It's all about, again, sometimes you have to listen to the people that you wouldn't normally listen to realize that maybe someone else in your life is being toxic and you just don't realize it. It's again, an outside perspective, your friends. I had a couple people that were saying, hey, that person's being super toxic to you. And then once I took the time to realize, sat there, listened to them, I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like, they're not doing anything in my life that I need them to do. And they're not, again, promoting myself in a healthy manner. They're not good for me. They're not anything for me.
I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way very recently that I was the toxic person in someone's life and had to fix it. It happens. You don't even realize it sometimes. You're just like, what? Oh, okay.
Well, again, it's just a part of having, again, like, it's a part of a relationship with another person. You, this person, 50% you, 50% them. And sometimes it just doesn't always work, you know? You could be a really great person, they could be a really great person, but you guys just might not be good together. You just might not be good together, you know? It happens. It doesn't mean that you guys are, don't have to be friends. It doesn't mean you guys don't have to be dating. It doesn't mean you guys have to do any of these things. You just might not be good together. But there's also, like, realizing toxicity, you can try to distance yourself instead of a complete separation. Sometimes distance really makes a bigger difference because, again, you're taking that step back, you're taking some time to yourself and realizing, how can I reapproach this situation with this person? Because sometimes you can just take that step back, breathe a little bit, and then be like, okay, I'm doing this or they're doing this, and then have a proper conversation about it. Or again, sometimes you might take that step back and realize, yeah, I really just don't need you. So those are really all the tips that I have to recognize a toxic person and how to deal with them and get rid of them afterwards. Again, I went through this entire list with Splice not too long ago, so
I just hug them and then just kick them out.
That's my 2 cents as to how to say bye, Felicia. So
bye, Felicia.
Yeah. And again, I like when the trash takes itself out. It's a very, very helpful thing.
Baggy says it's also taking the opportunity to look at yourself and realize whether the toxic person in the situation is as you're the problem in the relationship and maybe need to change yourself.
Yeah. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
I mean, I talked about it a little bit last week, like with my drinking and stuff, but like that, it took me realizing that I was toxic to like the entire family relationship, not just with one person, but just in the household.
Yeah.
And it took me realizing that to get me where I am now. So, yeah, and it is hard because you don't want to admit it. Like, we all know that we're not perfect, but you don't want to be like, man, I suck. You know what I mean? I know that's way to say, but yeah, you could in a certain situation, you could totally suck. You could be the toxic part, like she said, of the whole relationship.
Yeah.
And you do need to realize that. And if everybody was able to do that, the world would be a better place.
Yeah. And honestly, it happens where sometimes you're the toxic person, or sometimes you're trying to regain your footing so much that you think you're doing everything right, but what you're really, like, you're doing it right for yourself and not necessarily right for the other person. And sometimes you have to realize that as well. Like, what might be right for you might not be right for somebody else.
Exactly.
Sometimes the distance makes the heart grow fonder, ... that toxic person is gone. Yes, Dorito. Right. Tati, it took me 5 years to realize I was in a toxic relationship. It took me 2.5 years to realize that my ex-boyfriend was super mentally abusive. So, like, I feel that.
Yeah.
Because, again, sometimes you want to see the best in someone, and you really care about them, and you're willing to do whatever you can to make it work with them. And in reality, they're just doing everything they possibly can to destroy you.
Yep.
And
I got out of a marriage because of the same thing. It's what kind of what was going to lead into that.
Yeah.
It's same thing.
Yeah. Again, toxicity in those types of situations is 100% not just it's abuse from that person onto you, but also abuse onto yourself. Not so much that you're allowing it to happen, but it's just you're in that situation in the first place, so like it's harmful to you. Like it's abusing you in that fashion. But again, like if you take those steps to get rid of that person, it's just gonna make your life 10 times better.
Yeah.
It's going to take a while to heal. Everything takes a while to heal. You know, again, they say time heals all wounds, and sometimes you need other people to help you heal those wounds. You don't have to deal with everything by yourself. But again, you have the proper people in your life to help you do those things. You don't need that toxic person weighing you down constantly.
Absolutely.
And if someone is telling you they want you out of their life, take it as a growing opportunity and try not to cling to that person. Yeah, that is also a very good point. Yeah.
Mew says, sometimes it's important to know that you are being used and that the toxicity isn't your fault. Just keep that space to keep them in that situation away from you. Just because you're a good person, it does not give them the right to walk all over you. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that's the realizing it is, I think, the biggest part of it is, you're not going to know. Some people don't know, and some people are scared. Some people are scared to get out of the situation, get out of the relationship for one situation or another.
Absolutely.
Not to get like super dark, but work in law enforcement, like when you got calls for like domestic abuse and stuff, like the women didn't want you to take anybody away. They didn't want anybody to get in trouble. And it's like, well, why'd you call me? Why am I here? Like, you called me.
Yeah.
But they don't want anything to happen, and it's because they're scared of what's going to happen if they get somebody in trouble. Like, it's because it's going to be worse next time. And obviously that is a very extreme case of the situation, but the same principle apply.
Yeah. Or like sometimes like in my case, the person that I got rid of, like I was afraid to get rid of them for the fact that like how it would affect my other relationships with my friends. Because again, like they just happened to be in the circle of friends that I was in, and I was like, if I get rid of them, like it's gonna affect all of my relationships with my friends down the line. And quite frankly, I had to trust my friends enough to be like, you're not going to abandon me or anything because I chose to do something for myself. And it's also, if you're doing it for yourself, don't expect other people to jump on board with you. Just because you're getting rid of someone because they might not be good for you doesn't mean that like all of your friends can't be friends with that person. Like, just because you're not friends with them doesn't mean like I can go around and be like, oh, Splice, you can't talk to them anymore or what have you. You can't really expect those things out of people. You just need to get rid of them from your own life and in that situation.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that's enough negativity, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. Again, I think moral of the story, don't let toxic people into your life. Take responsibility for your life and also take responsibility for the people that you surround yourself with. Whether they are toxic or not, you still choose to have them around. So, you're all great people. Don't think otherwise. And yeah, so if you guys don't have anything else to add in chat, do you guys have anything else to add?
I do not. I'm good to go.
Do not. Mew said, I definitely felt that some of my friendships have been affected by things that hurt me greatly, made me feel isolated and unwanted. Well, I promise you that you are not isolated and unwanted. I promise you that. You are surrounded by a bunch of people here that truly do care about you. Whether you see that or not, obviously I can't tell you how to view people, but there's a lot of people here that do truly care about you. Every single one of you, not just you, Muse, but like literally everyone. Like there's so many people here that care about you. You don't have to get along with everyone 24/7 to accept that people care about you. I know. Right. I know that backwards as well. It's just like, sometimes you just have to throw water onto toxic people and watch them melt. Yes.
What a world!
I'm melting. We want and love you. Yes, absolutely. And Nia Dorito, thank you for that 2-month resub. And yeah, if you guys don't have anything else to add, I think we are going to get ready to go raid someone in proper Twitch crew fashion.
You do have there is a final announcement.
There is a final announcement. There is hold on, I gotta read. There is a cooking stream at 6 p.m. EST featuring the Zero Creations and Yoga with Brock at 9 p.m. EST tomorrow night, which is Thursday, October 4th, right? October 4th. There again will be the cooking stream at 6 p.m. with Zero Creations and the yoga stream with Brock at 9 p.m. And not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we are planning a Fortnite tournament in the works, so keep your eyes peeled for that announcement. And yes, yoga. Not yogo, but yoga.
It's that accent. It's yoga.
Yoga. I'm sorry. I'm so Jersey. Yeah. Forget about it.
Do it for Yugi.
Do it for Yugi, man. Do it for Yugi. Okay, so we are going to raid someone in proper Twitch crew fashion. Baggy Noodle Arms is going to set that up for us. Get your emotes ready. Get your hype ready. Again, a special shout out to our featured member, Big Cheeseball. Super awesome guy. But yeah. Baggy Noodle Arms is going to set that up for it. Get your emotes ready. Get your hype messages ready. Everyone hang out. Be positive. Be awesome. We love you. Thank you again. I am Mars Echelon with Bloodhaven Gaming 86 and Splice Speaks. And this has been Crew Talk. And now we're just going to hang out here until Baggy Noodle Arms is ready to do his thing. Oh, it looks like our featured member of the week is indeed live, the Big Cheese Ball. So we are going to raid him, show him all of the love, all of the hype, spam those Twitch crew emotes, spam your own emotes, spam Blood's emotes, splam.
All of them.
Splam everything.
Splam.
Kablam.
Slamming. All the slamming.
And we are done.
Oh my God.